Hello and welcome back to Tesla's Wild. I hope y'all are having a great day. If you're new to the channel, I'm so glad you found us. Please consider liking and subscribing below. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. One quick reminder, there's a comment pinned below with timestamps so you can hop through the video and view the portions most relevant to you. All right, so what do we have for you today? Bad news. I was driving on the highway yesterday and I saw this semi, I saw this pile of gravel, and I was like, oh snap. So I backed up as much as I possibly could in the time that we had, but I saw his tire launch this like rock and I watched it hit my windshield and bounce off, and we did end up getting a crack. It is currently about 3/8 of an inch or so to maybe a 1/2 inch in size. So I did buy a DIY window repair kit. So we're gonna see if we can get this fixed and hopefully plug it up here. So I just kind of wanted to document this experience and see how well it works on Tesla windshield. So if this sounds interesting to you, make sure you stay tuned and we'll get right to fixing the windshield. All right, so we did get the windshield repair kit by Versachem. This was at an O'Reilly Auto Parts store. It's pretty generic. You should be able to find it at any auto parts store. Hopefully it works. The guy assured me that he's had actual good results with it. So this is the chip right here. Hopefully that's coming through on camera. But yeah, it's probably a good 1/2 inch in size at this point. So we're going to try and fix it with this DIY kit here. But first of all, we need to clean the windshield. So I'm going to clean the windshield, get this surface prepped, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, so before any of you ask, I did get a quote from Safelite on getting this filled with their resin. They quoted me $135, and I just didn't want to spend that. So that's why I ended up getting this kit. This kit is around $15. So if it works, it'll be a good savings. If it doesn't, I don't know what's going to happen. So, but we're going to give it a try. Shout out to Safelite. Sorry I didn't use these guys, but yeah, let's get the windshield cleaned up here. All right, so inside the package, we have a syringe that we put the resin in. We have the resin itself, and we have a couple of plates as well as an injecting surface here. So the first step is using a thumbtack to dig out any loose glass inside of the pit. All right, the next step is taking this little cover here, peeling the back off and lining it up with the pit here. Now we go to putting on the pedestal, as they call it. So in order to do that, we pull up the second layer on this tab and line up the pedestal with the tabs there. All right, next step is using the resin, so I need to go get something to cut it open. I will be right back. All right, we got our handy dandy scissors here, so we are gonna cut open the tip of the resin, and it says use about 1/8 of an inch to cut off there. And then squeeze 3/4 of it into the pedestal. All right, the next step is using the plunger or the injector. We want to press fit it into here. And we want to pull up to the second notch inside of this tube and lock it in place. This is to suck all of the air out, apparently. And it does come with a locking mechanism, so we just use that. And then we allow it to sit like that for about 10 minutes. All right, so we have let it sit in this extruded state for 10 minutes now. So now what we're gonna do is plunge it in, but first they say to remove it. So we're gonna try and remove this. Oh, that was easy. Okay, so yeah, you just remove it to let in some air momentarily, then place it back in, unlock it, and then we depress down to the very first notch, which is right here. And this, I believe, is to force the resin into the crack. And now we leave it like this for 20 minutes. So I'll be back in 20 minutes. All right, so it has been 20 minutes, but we have two problems so far. So first of all, a storm cloud has rolled in, and this needs UV light to cure. So it does say if it's a hazy day, it needs an hour. If it's a sunny day, it needs 15 minutes. So yeah, the clouds have rolled in, which definitely have decreased our UV light exposure. Yeah, it looks like it might rain, which is bad news for this. Other problem was while this thing was depressed, forcing the resin in, all of a sudden I heard this pop and resin shot all over. So quite a bit leaked out from underneath here. I guess I just didn't secure it well enough. I put as much more in there as I possibly could and redepressed it. And yeah, so I guess we're gonna see how this went. So let's give it a whirl. So we're gonna pop this out. Okay. Discard of the injector. And we're gonna pull these guys off if we can. Okay, it does actually look quite a bit better so far, so that's encouraging. Did not screw it up completely, which is par for the course for me. Okay, so we have that off. The crack does look quite a bit better, which is a relief because I thought it was gonna fail. I'm gonna wipe away the excess resin here. It actually does look quite a bit better. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but the crack is much, much thinner there. Final step here is to use some of the remaining resin here, if there is any remaining, and put it on the pit, it says. Put a drop of resin on the pit, and then use this applicator or this clear sheet to place it down on there and leave that for as long as it takes to cure. So that should take about an hour or so. Oh, it does look a lot better though, and I'm super relieved about that. So maybe it will help, maybe it won't. We will find out, but hopefully it does. All right, so a wonderful Colorado-ism, sun there, rain right next to it. So yeah, we're still waiting for it to cure. I got an umbrella, so I might be standing out here in the rain with the umbrella protecting the resin. Stay tuned. More to come. All right, so we luckily avoided the rain and the sun has been out for most of the time. Just to be safe, I let it cure for an hour. It says 15 minutes on a sunny day and up to an hour or so on hazy days. It's been kind of a mix between. We did avoid the rain, so everything is good. So now is the moment of truth. As we saw, it already looked really good earlier. Looking through this little plastic thing, you can already tell that it's infinitely better. So we just need to get this little plastic guy off. And that's good. Now we just need to wipe up all the excess with some glass cleaner. All right, so it is fully cured, and it did cure in the shape of that little thing, the little sheet that you put on top of it. However, it is so much better. That is awesome. I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that you can't see it because you could earlier, and now it is very difficult to see. So that is great, great news. All right, so we just used this putty knife to scrape off the rest of it here, and we're gonna get one final wipe down with this glass cleaner. Okay, well there we have it. So it is literally right at the tip of my finger here. Let's see if we can get it in the shade. Yeah, it's right there. It is so much better than when we started. And hopefully this prevents it from spreading anymore. So awesome. I'm stoked. It was a good day. All right, so there we have it. Yeah, we did the DIY windshield repair. It was a pretty solid 1/2-inch crack, and it looks infinitely better than it did before. I'm actually really surprised, especially with all the trouble that we had. The threat of rain, as well as the exploding seal, so a bunch of the resin leaked out. We basically lost our vacuum suction and all of the pressure that it was using to enforce the resin inside of the crack. It looks way better than it did before, and at least gives me a little bit of peace of mind that this maybe won't expand any more than it already has. There you go. The DIY windshield repair kit from O'Reilly, $15, and it worked. So it was going to be $135 to get it done with Safelite, $15 versus $135. So we saved a lot of money. We learned something new and demonstrated it for all of you. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe below. It is so truly important and it means the world to me. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. As always, I've got so much new content coming your way, so make sure you stay tuned, and we will see you next video.